Hello, everybody. My name is Kamora, and today we will be reviewing the 18th episode of season 1 of Bubble Guppies. We're getting close to the end of this season. We're getting close. After this episode, we'll only have 2 more episodes left before the season's over. But until then, let's focus on this episode. So, in this episode, Can You Dig It? Nonny uncovers a Triceratops fossil at an archeological dig just by sneezing due to his allergy to dirt. Now, this episode, I really like it. For those of you who don't know, I am a Nonny stan, so I love Nonny. I love Nonny. He's so cute. I love him in this episode. Just him, like, I just love Nonny so much in this episode. He's just so, and to me, I feel like this episode, Molly and Gil have a back seat. I feel like any other episodes, I mean, because most obviously they're like the protagonist. They're gonna mainly be in the plot, but this episode I feel like they take a back seat. I'm trying not to count the segments because of course they're in the segments, but in this episode, Oona's also in the segments, and I love it when other characters are in their segments. It just gives the show more variety, like saying like their segments aren't just about them, I like that. So the episode starts when Nonny, he's swimming to school, and then he discovers a fossil coming up from the ground, and then he on 2 occasions he tries to blow the dust off of it, and he says he's allergic to dust. There's also going to be another episode where we find out he's not only just allergic to dust, but we'll save that for season 3. If you guys know, you know. And on some occasion when he sneezes, the little fish, at one point he even sneezed the little fishes away, which is really cute. And then when he swims back to school, he tells everybody that he might have seen a dinosaur skeleton or a dinosaur fossil. And then when he gets everybody to go out there and see it, turns out it's not actually a fossil, it's actually a squeaky bone. It was Bubble Puppy squeaky bone. And Nonny just saying, I'm very disappointed. And Mr. Grouper comforting him was it was really sweet. It's just, I felt so bad for Nonny, I felt so bad for him in that moment. And like when the Guppies swam away, they pay him no. To be honest, the Guppies didn't really pay him any mind when he was upset. I'm not blaming the Guppies. They were just running on playing with Bubble Puppy. Who knows? Maybe they thought Nonny might have joined them. I don't know, but he was genuinely disappointed. But at least Oona came back she technically came back because there was a question and she wanted to know the answer. Common theme between those two, which I love. I love Oona and Nonny. As friends. Platonic. Okay? And then we have our question segment about different dinosaurs and how their sizes ranged. Same thing for the other question segment later on in the episode. Just thought I mentioned that now. And then we have one of my favorite pop songs in season 1 a long time ago. Like this song hit, and can I just say, why aren't there more songs with Gil and Gobi? Don't get me wrong, I love it when Molly and Gil sing together. But Gobi and Gil, they is fire. Fire when they singing together. It's like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence combined. That's how good they are together when they're in a pop song. That's how good they are. They are good. Good. Like, they slayed. Like, it was a really, really long time ago in the past before me, yo. Like, that song, it hit. That song hit. And then we have our shop segment, which is Dinosaur drive-thru, and this concept is just it's so wacky, but I love it. It's so wacky, but I love it. We have Dima, obviously. It's like a combination between, I don't know, if Jurassic Park could pick their meals while still being interactive with humans. And the fact that they're being driven around in like giant like trucks, and they're like in like a crate of some sort. That's clever, but kind of like, but could you imagine actually seeing that in real life? Like, first of all, I'd be scared, and second of all, I wouldn't know what to think. And this was actually the episode that taught me the difference between herbivores and carnivores. Carnivores eat meat and herbivores eat plants. And I like the different ranges between Dima. I like how with the first dinosaur she was like, "Open up, big boy, say ah." And then the second one she was all soft and she was like, "Here, girl, open wide, girl." Like my guppy can switch up when she needs to, and so do I. I also switch up. Me and her are the same person. Not really, but you know what I'm trying to say. So then we have our lunch joke, which is a bananasaurus from Nonny. And you know what's funny? I actually had a banana today because I had a bit of a stomach ache. So I don't know if I don't know how to feel about that. I feel kind of cannibalistic, which let's get off that topic. And fun fact, the bananasaurus, when it raws, if you listen closely, that's basically just Oona's voice actor just with a high-pitched voice, if anybody asks. So yeah. And now we have our Molly and Gil segment, and then Gil is trying to attract a dinosaur by using pancakes and maple syrup. And I love Dima. Don't get me wrong, but in these segments, Oona stole the show for me. And I'm gonna go on a tangent about the end about Oona. Y'all just see, y'all see, and she tries to pretend she's a dinosaur, and she kind of sneaks up on Gil on on two occasions in this episode, and it's just really funny. It really gives me, you know, that scene from the Backyardigans, the episode is Great to Be a Ghost, when Pablo is sneaking up on Tyrone and Uniqua behind the tree while they were playing hide and seek. I get those vibes, especially towards the end. I get that. I every single time I see those scenes, I always see that scene playing in my head. Both of these scenes together. Actually, one day, hopefully before October's over, I might do a side by side scene. I might do a side by side. I've always wanted to do one of those. So let me know if you want that. Just let your girl know, because I'll be all for it. And she scares him away. He gets rolled up in the pancake like a pancake burrito. And then he asks, "Did you get a look at it?" And then Molly tastes some maple syrup off of Gil's head, and then she was like, maybe maybe it was a Triceracops." Emphasis on syrup. Emphasis on syrup. And then all the Guppies, they're playing outside. I feel like in season 1 we rarely see them play outside. I feel like we mostly see them play inside. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, we mostly see them play inside. Mostly. And then we have the Guppies pretending to be dinosaurs, except for Nonny, who's actually pretending to be a paleontologist, which I like that, you know? Some kids might want to do their own things, but you never know. The things that different kids are doing, they can link up to each other, you know? So, and I like how Demon was like, "Is that a dinosaur?" And he was like, "No, it's a person." Which was really cute. I like that. You know? Like I said, I love Nonny. I love him. And then we have our dance song, which it hits. Dima is she's a great singer. Like, can you roar it? It eats, okay? Especially the deep voice at the end, like, ooh. And especially Gil's part when he was like, "Get Dino with it." Like, ooh, my boy eating. He snapped on the beat. He snapped. And then we have our storybook segment, which is Triceracops, which is and I love Oona and Gil. I love Oona and Gil. I feel like, I feel like when we see them interact with each other, rarely, like, I feel like when we see them interact with each other, I feel like it's it's like a combination. It's like Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash from My Little Pony. Like, one's super energetic, one's super calm and mellow sometimes. But like when they're together, even though they have different personalities, on the fandom, Gil is listed as the turbocharged boy, and Oona is listed as the sweetie pie. But I feel like when they're together, it somehow mixes so well. And maybe that's why I love their segment. And also, I'm so happy that they redid the segment again in season 3. But if you know what season 3 episode that is from, and the little controversy that went with it during COVID, yeah, we're gonna talk about that when we do. But we're focusing on this, and the baby dinosaur is just so cute, and the dinosaur from her mama actually scared me. She actually scared me from when I was younger. It's funny, but she genuinely scared me. She did. Oh man, she genuinely scared me. But overall, I liked the storybook segment. I really, really did. I liked it, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy that they redid it again because even at the end they implied they was gonna do it again when I'm pretty sure it was Gobi who said, "Tune in next time for another exciting episode of Triceracops." Like, oh my goodness. Like, predicted. Thank you. But yeah. And then we have our next Molly and Gil segment, which is Oona on like a pogo stick thing, but it's making dinosaur tracks. And Gil was like, "I heard a dinosaur here. I knew it. I know it." And then Molly tries to explain to Gil again that dinosaurs aren't dinosaurs aren't alive anymore. They don't roam the face of the earth. And then when Gil swims off screen following Oona's pogo stick things, I seriously wanted that thing as a kid. I did. And then when Gil finally swims off screen, Molly was like, "I tried to tell him." Oh man. Let him find out later, Molly. Let him find out later for herself, girl. Let him find out later. And then we have our field trip segment, sorry, of where Mr. Grouper takes all the Guppies to see his friend Professor Sherman, which is at a dinosaur dig, and she finds fossils at said dig, and I love her. She's really, really nice, She kind of reminds me. I'm trying to think. Who does she remind me of? Because it was a show I watched. She's giving very I don't know if I can. I might I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to leave you guys hanging. I'm sorry. I don't know. She's giving. It's in the back of my mind. It is in the back of my mind somewhere. Oh, I finally figured it out now. She's like Miss Frizzle, but without like all the craziness, Like without all the field trips and stuff. She's like, she's like a very toned down version of Miss Frizzle. I'm sorry I left you guys waiting. I'm sorry. But yeah, she's and then we go through this whole montage about the Guppies trying to find their own dinosaur bones, but they didn't find anything. And I love how they animated the Guppies all dusty. I love it because before they even got to the site, Professor Sherman was already kind of dusty. Like, that makes sense. It makes sense. Whoever thought of that, thank you. Continuity. That's what I love. Thank you so much. But once again, Nonny was sad because he didn't find anything. And Professor Sherman was like, Don't be upset. Sometimes you just dig and you don't find anything. And that's true. When you're a paleontologist, or I think Mr. Grouper also used the term archeologist, but when when you're doing these type of digs, you can't expect to find something right away. It's gonna take a long time, especially with like precision and like making sure you don't break any of the bones, because dinosaur fossils are very fragile. Like if you drop it, it's all into showers. It's all into dust. So yeah, that's another one of my that's another thing I should add to my list of careers that I will never do, because I am a way too hyperactive person and will mess up firsthand. But anyway, so then when they're about to leave, Dima's she's wiping her hands and she makes like a dust cloud which goes towards Nonny's nose, and then he sneezes, and then my boy must have the shock waves of Thor, because one little sneeze and it's a dinosaur fossil right behind them. Crazy! And my boy smiled. He was happy. He accomplished his goal. So much that they handed my boy the mic. They handed my boy the mic. And he found it. What? He found it. Yeah. He found it. What? He found it. Woo! That still gets me pumped. If there was ever an anthem for Nonny, it would be this one. Plus the Shadow Realm song from The Puppy in the Ring, but we'll talk about that in season 3. But ooh, this song hit. It hit. Woo! This song hit. And then our last Molly and Gil segment, everything's all fine and dandy. It's all fine and dandy. Molly's talking about how happy she is that Nonny found his own dinosaur skeleton. And Gil once again is saying, there's a real life dinosaur around here, Molly, and I'm gonna find it. And then once again, Molly keeps on telling him there's no dinosaurs around here. And then we hear Oona roar in the distance, right? And then Gil he's giving Pablo. I swear, the last scene, he's giving Pablo from the Backyardigans, because he has those little panic attacks. And then, how Pablo's like, stay calm. Everybody stay calm. And then Gil literally says the same thing. He says, remember, whatever you do, remember to stay calm. And Oona, my girl, Oona, for those of you who think she's a sweetie pie, she can't do no wrong, there's not even the tiniest bit of cheekiness inside of her. Oh, really? Okay. Not even the tiniest amount of cheekiness. Okay. But y'all gonna think otherwise when you see this face this girl is making. Look at her face. This face she is making. It screams a source of evil. I don't want to call my girl evil, but that's what this face is giving. This face unnerved me as a kid. This face was very uncomfortable to look at. I remember on one occasion, I ran out the room when I heard Oona coming at the last scene, because this face right here, I would not want to come face to face with a face like this, not even in a dark alley. This face is my worst nightmare. This face looks like somebody from them Chucky movies would make. This freaking face my girl is making. This face. Oona, my girl. For those of you who think, if you think everybody just thinks of you as a sweet little sweetie pie, do this face around them, and they'll think otherwise. Because this face is scary. Scary. I'm talking spooky, scary skeletons, bring shivers down your spine. That's what this face my girl is giving is a making. This face is so evil. And I know she did somewhat of the same face in season 5 with the Mighty Untidy Titans and the good, the sad, and the grumpy. But those faces don't compare to this one. This face is so twisted. And I love it. I love it. My girl Dima might have some competition because she ain't the only one who could switch up. Oh, I had to get that out of my system. And then Molly was like, she's like, Gil, when she sees Oona behind her, she's like, I have something to tell you. And then he stops dead in his tracks and he's like, it's right behind me, isn't it? And then Molly's like, well, kinda. And then while Gil's over there doing that panicking, tell me why my girl gets back in her sweet little face. Like nothing happened. Like nothing happened. And then Molly and Oona are just looking at each other like, I think he's about to find out, isn't he? Yep, he sure is. And then when Gil is like, run Oona, there's a dinosaur, right? Like the face she's making, she looks so innocent when just behind him she was making such a twisted face. And that face she's making right now, she's like, hey guys, what's going on? What did I miss? and then the moment of silence when Gil finally finds out who's been doing all the tricks, who's been making those dinosaur footprints, who's been roaring in his face, jump scaring him. The dots finally connect. And he finds out it's Oona. And I'm pretty sure he found out right before she roared in his face once again. Oh, man. And then he passes on the ground and he says, Oonasaurus. And then they all laugh. The 3 of them laugh, ending the episode. So overall, I love this episode. I do. I really, really do. It was really, really good. I loved it. Not only was it a Nonny-centric episode, but my girl Oona also shines too. And like I said, I know how much people like to ship them together. But I'm totally platonic when it comes to this type of shipping. I get it. They're cute as friends. They're adorable when they're interacting as friends. And most importantly, they're cute when they're just being themselves. But platonically. Okay? And with that, all that out of the way, I will happily give this episode a 10. I feel like it was a really, really good episode. I loved it. I really, really did. It was a great, 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 great episode. I loved it. I sincerely concur. I loved it. So, you know what that means? Next episode will be our penultimate episode of this season. We're coming down to the end here, people. We're coming down to the end. We're coming down to it. So, tune in with me next time as we will be reviewing our penultimate episode of Season 1. Season 1, Episode 19, Bubble Bites. See you all next time.